Hey, what's going on? I should know I was going to get pushback on this whole racism in church. But the crazy thing is that when you ask people who predominantly go to white churches as well as mixed congregations, they refuse to do church history. And so the church history that I want you to do is, how was the AME formed? Why is it that we have white Pentecostals and black Pentecostals? Because the crazy thing about all of this is that you may have a mixed congregation, but I guarantee you a lot of times that mixed congregation has a white pastor, because very seldomly do you see an all-white congregation following a black pastor. Seriously. Now granted, I will give you some exceptions like Carlton Pearson. I will give you some exceptions like some other people, but basically you will honestly and predominantly see that a lot of white people will not follow a black pastor. When you have a mixed congregation, most likely it's being led by a white pastor. And the crazy thing about it is that predominantly white churches have a white pastor. And if they do have a black pastor, he's an associate, or he's just one of the ministers, or maybe he might be lucky enough to be an elder. So yeah, we can talk about racism in the church, but look at the power structure and do your history. Because the crazy thing about it is that we can talk in tongues, we can shout, we can love black church culture and put that in our church, because I do believe that there are some white churches that have a fetish for black church culture, but they don't want the history that comes with it. They don't want to hear about what's going on. You can't say Black Lives Matter. I get the fact that you might have a problem with the organization, but when you have a problem with black people and the saying, yeah, you need some deliverance. And I don't care if you talk in tongues. I don't care if you can prophesy to the nations. We have all the revelation in the world, but we can't get rid of that. But we could talk about abortion. So the one thing I'm going to continue to say is this: when you have a white pastor that can say, let's not call white privilege, let's call it white blessing, we have a problem. And so I'm telling every black person, like I said, come out from amongst them and be ye separate until they get their mind right about this whole racism. Whether they be black, white, multicultural, come out from among them and be among people who's going to uplift you and talk about the problems and empower you and allow you to be a free thinker. Because as long as you keep going to places like that, they're going to hypnotize you with everything else and keep you stupid and financing oppression. So I'm telling you right now, if it weren't for white people, the AME wouldn't be here. Peace.